Hi, I'm Dr. Barb, and I'm with Colorado State University Extension over on the Western Slope. And the people helping me are Miss Stephanie and Mr. Andrew, also over on the Western Slope. And we're bringing you the first in our series of viral cycles, look into virology and epidemiology. So on our first lesson today, we're going to look at safety because it's always safety first. So let me turn off my background screen and I'll show you what you need to bring. All right, so I have the lesson. It should be posted with this video, and in the lesson it includes the materials that you need all listed out, plus the directions written in case you want to use those. But there are 4 activities in here. In our first activity, you need a cloth that's about the size of a bandana, which means you can use a bandana if you have them. But if not, you can cut down like an old t-shirt. If you have an old sheet, perfect. Try to get something that has cotton in it. Cotton blend, 100% cotton works the best. You also need to get Scotch tape, paper clips, just a paper towel, and you see it's not a full sheet, it's a half sheet, and then either rubber bands or covered hair bands if you have those. Either works. I prefer using the rubber bands on this because I can throw them away when I'm done. And this first one, we're going to be making a mask. Just a simple mask that you can wear to protect yourself. Now the masks are more for protecting others when we breathe out. We breathe out little particles of vapor on our breath, and if we are infected with something, viruses can attach to those vapors and they can spread out. So this will actually be like when you sneeze and you put a handkerchief up to your mouth and sneeze into that. It protects you from the sneeze going out. So it's like a sneeze protector. Go get your supplies and I'll be here when you get back. So do you have your supplies? If you need to, get those scissors and cut down the piece of fabric you found. Now, if you're using a sheet or a t-shirt, be sure you check with the parent first that it's okay. It's an old one that you can use. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place our paper towel. So I have it folded in half here like that. And in the center of this half, I put the paper towel. And then I'm going to fold it over. And there's evidence, research, scientists have looked at this and they find paper towels. And if you don't have a paper towel, you can use a coffee filter. Plus cotton is really good at capturing viral particles so they don't come out. So you fold it in half and then you're going to fold. So I have this imaginary seam down the center and you fold the top half up and the bottom half down until you get this. Now I said I ironed this, so it's a little easier. You might have it. I didn't iron this one, so you can see it's a lot more wrinkly, but it still works just fine. Then you're going to take your rubber band and you're going to put it on one half and take another rubber band and put it on the other half. Now this next part, you're going to need to adjust it a little bit. So I fold this over here. So the left goes over. And what you're doing is you're folding it over, and this is where your mouth is going to go, where the folds are. You can tuck one side into the other if you like. I just leave it like that because it works just fine that way. So now I have my 2 rubber bands, and let me go up so you can see it's going to be a little hard with my headbands on, my earphones on. But you're going to put that on and then attach the rubber bands to your ears. Let me take this off for a second. Now that was a little tight. And so what I would want to do is adjust it out a little bit so that it's a little looser, because you don't want them uncomfortable. They're going to be a little hot, but we're wearing these to protect each other from getting the COVID-19 from the coronavirus. Coronavirus is the virus, and then it causes the disease COVID-19. So there we go. This is a face mask. Now there's another part that you can do, and that's where you're going to have it so that it pinches around your nose, and it makes it so that it fits better. So you take a paper clip, can you see that? And I've just unbent it one bend. So it's still curled around like that. And now I'm going to place it. See, I open the mask up because I don't want this touching my face. I could cut my nose. And masking tape works the best, but I couldn't find any masking tape. So I'm just going to use regular Scotch tape. Also works just fine. And let me turn this around so you can see me doing it. So I have it right there by the fold, just underneath the fold. And I'm going to tape the paper clip right on there and then cover it up. And you can see the mask is all fine. There, we cover that up and cover that up. And now I have the nose piece here. And when I put this on, I can adjust the paper clip to fit around my nose, so it makes a nice place for my nose, and it holds it closer to my nose to help really cover my mouth. Now, to wear a face mask properly, it needs to go from above your nose right here by the bridge of your nose all the way to underneath your chin. So it's covering everything up like this. Now, like I said, it's a little warm, but we're doing that to protect each other so that if somebody actually has the virus, they'll protect you, because they might not know it. Some people have the virus and they never have any symptoms. Okay, so that's our first safety, and that's probably the most important one. For our next safety measure, these are called PPEs, personal protective equipment. Now, we don't want to use the hospital protective equipment because we should save those for the nurses and doctors who are there saving our lives. Save it for, for the people who get really, really ill from this. Not everybody does, but some people do get very, very ill. So we want to save it for them so the nurses and doctors don't get sick. So for the next one, we're going to make a PPE gown. And I made it, I'm a scientist, so I made mine look more like a mad scientist lab coat with pocket protector, and I have test tubes inside, and I have my name right there, and I have the buttons down. So to do this, you just need a plastic bag. And if it's white, you can decorate it. If it's black, I don't know if any, what would show up. Maybe poster paint would show up. So you could probably decorate those with poster paint. But these are one-time use only. So to make this, I have just one plastic bag large enough to wear. And then if you want to decorate it, you'd need to get Sharpies. You don't want to use any water-based because they just rub off. And you need a pair of scissors. So I'm going to wait here while you get those three supplies. And when you come back, well, I'll show you how to make this. All right, I have a fresh bag. I'm going to turn the camera down so you can see. Okay. Here's the bottom of my bag. And there's the top. So I want to make the part that doesn't open up to be for my neck. And you don't have to draw it. I always draw it because it makes it a little easier for me to figure out where to go. So I'm making room for my head, and then I want to make room for my arms. So I draw it here, and it doesn't have to be perfect. This is a good thing because I'm usually close, but there we go. And then you take a pair of scissors and you just cut out along those lines. Now, when you wear this, it's a one-time use only. So when you are ready to take it off outside. And there's a specific order of things when you're wearing protective equipment that you want to take off. And we'll go through at the end of this what to take off and the order and how to do it, because there are specific things. Okay, so I have my armholes cut out. And then in my neck, oops, sliding down. There we go. Neck. And if I get ahead of you and you need a little more time to do anything, just pause the video. And then when you catch up, just turn it back on and I'll be here ready to go. And then at this point, you have your gown. You can wear it just like this, or you can decorate it like I did mine. So this is the protective gown. And so when you take this off, you have your arms out. You want to put your arms inside the bag and then pull it up over your head. And you want to keep, if there's virus on the outside of it, it keeps the virus on the outside, and then immediately throw it in the garbage. So, okay, so our third personal protective equipment, PPE, are goggles. Now, not everybody has goggles at home. Being a mad scientist, I have all kinds of goggles. I have regular lab goggles like this. Okay, I need to take my earphones off to show you. And I also have I love these goggles. I mean, how cool is that? But not everybody has goggles. And you can make a protective shield if you like. Now the protective shield acts like goggles, and for that you're going to need a clear envelope. You know, sometimes junk mail comes in clear envelopes. If you have a folder, like a report folder with a clear front, you can do that. I have this old box of overhead clear sheets, and this overhead projectors have been out of schools for a really long time. So I have those, but I've used one before when you get a large piece of junk mail and it has a large window in it. Keep the paper around it because that adds support. Those windows are usually quite flimsy, and you can make your protective shield, face shield, out of that. So you need the clear plastic window. You need 3 binder clips. I'm taking mine apart. There's 2, and here's 3. And you need a hairband. This is a really old hairband that I had. It doesn't work for hairband anymore, so I thought that would be perfect. So go ahead and get those 3 supplies. And then, like I said, you might be able to get like the folder with the clear front in the grocery store right now, because I know we're not doing shopping, but they might have one because we need, you know, we need to get food. So go ahead and find those things, and when you get them, I'll be here to show you how to put together your face shield. All right, so the face shield, yeah, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of hard to see. I've trimmed the corners on this. I've rounded them so that they don't poke me. So what I want to do, here's my regular sheet that has the corners on it. And I take the scissors, and you see I have it the lengthwise. Here's the short side and the long side. And if this is the bottom, I'm just going to cut round the corner instead so it won't poke anything and hurt probably me or the person I'm standing next to. So I'm going to trim both of those. Okay, Now I'm going to put the camera down so you see how to put it together. Oh, let me lift it up just a bit. There we go. Okay, here's the headband. And the first thing you want to do, let me put these out of the way, make it easier to see. I'm going to center my headband. So here's one corner, here's another corner. This is about the center, and I'm going to take one of my binder clips and I'm going to clip the face shield and the headband together right in the center. And then I pick up this side and attach. And then I pick up this side. Now this is kind of crinkled, so all I'm doing is opening it up and shifting it a little bit so it fits better. Now if you have small binder clips, these were the smallest I could find around the house. If you have smaller ones, they work a lot better because they're not as heavy, but these work just fine. So now you have your face shield, and to wear it, just like this. Oh, is this a fashion statement or what? Okay, for our last PPE, personal protective equipment, gloves. Now, not everybody has gloves around the house, and that's okay. So there's a couple things you can do. The biggest thing about wearing gloves is that it could stop you from touching your face. The really important thing is we touch things all the time. We use our hands to really sense the world. We grab a hold of a handrail to help steady us down or upstairs, things like that. So we're constantly touching things. And coronavirus lives on different surfaces for different lengths of time. So you can get it on your hands. So the best thing you can do is wash your hands for 20 seconds with warm water and lots of soaps with suds. And it's actually the suds and the physical action of rubbing your hands together. You want to get in between your fingers like that. You want to make sure that you're getting under your nails like that. And if you sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, that's about 20 seconds. So, you know, it's like here I'm an adult in an adult bathroom at a fancy place and I'm singing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star when I rub it and wash my hands. And oh well, it happens. Anyway, so wash your hands and you can find lots of different songs that you can sing. I'm sure there's something that's a little more with it to sing, but I sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. So the gloves are more for reminding you not to touch your face. You know, if you're touching your face a lot, put on other gloves. Every time you bring them up to your face, you're going to go, oh, I can't touch my face. You may have some, this is cleaning gloves. These are disposable gloves. You may have these around the house. I think these are, yes, these are latex, and you might have a latex allergy. So they're not for everybody. You might have nitrile gloves. You can wear those. But if you don't have those, there's another secret. And all you need is a piece of tape or a Band-Aid. And what I'm going to do is, it's kind of crazy, but what you can do is stick the Band-Aid around your index finger. Just like that. I didn't put it on very good, but there we go. And if you don't have Band-Aids, you can actually take a piece of tape and do the same thing. And all it is to remind you not to touch your finger. I mean, touch your hands to your face. So it's just a reminder, oh, don't touch my face. I'm going to go wash my hands for 20 seconds. And try to get into the habit of washing your hands for 20 seconds at least 5 times a day, plus before each meal and before bed. And that's going to help keep you and your family safe. So this is the Safety First ViralCycles. On our next lesson, we're going to look at the viron and an animal cell to see how they're different. What is a virus and why is it different than a cell? Until then, keep safe. I'll see you next time.